Welcome to TNT. Dr. Sigmund Ziff is going to join us?
Certainly is, and he has a very, very big mission today.
Now, this man is uniquely qualified, if I remember correctly.
And he has all sorts of fantastic apparatus to help him with that qualification.
You see, he holds a doctorate of gynecology.
Yes, isn't that remarkable for a...
And psychiatry.
Yes, for a psychologist.
That is an unusual combination, very unusual. Also unusual, Lord Alfred Hayes has a little update for you on one of the outstanding wrestlers in the World Wrestling Federation who recently
yes,
hitched up with a beautiful young lady.
Yes, really, we had a big social event in the world of wrestling.
Could we see the other side of those Alfreds that you're looking
Rick
at?
McGraw and his beautiful bride, if you'd like to see this, Lisa, they were married, and such a charming, charming couple they made.
Do you have any more photos there?
Yes, sir, indeed I do. Here is another one of them. There is Rick McGraw hugging his newly wedded wife, one might say. And finally, this last photo just here that shows them toasting to their future happiness. What a charming pair they are. So low-keyed, but so well-mannered.
Well, it just so happens that I, too, have my photos of the same wedding, I believe.
Oh, good.
And I think things were a little less reserved than perhaps you thought they were. Here, things get a little out of hand. Apparently...
What is that?
Yes, that's the part of the wedding cake there and the kisser.
Oh, God. Where did you get that?
From there, things getting a little bit further out of the hand and into the pool.
My word, I wouldn't have thought that.
Yes, I guess it was one of those almost like a Butcher Vachon situation. And there you see the big crash into the pool. And on here, we can flip these around. Now there's a classic shot. This is the way that any new brides and grooms should wind up, just like that.
Look at that. Well, they certainly don't match my photos at all.
If you would please welcome our very first guest, an individual who, without a doubt, one of the all-time greats. This man is really coming into his own like no one ever preceding him in the World Wrestling Federation. Would you please welcome the Dragon, Ricky Steamboat. All right, Rick. My goodness, you got a little, looks like you had somewhat of a cut up there on the top of your head.
Well, it's part of the occupation.
It is, huh? It just, can you just throw them off like that? I mean, you know, it looks to me like you have a couple of stitches up there.
I've got 7 stitches up there, but it's part of the job, you know, like any football player or any basketball player that gets injured in the course of his particular job, you know. If he feels up to it, he can recover and go back and play, or like myself, there's something like this, I have to take a chance on possibly it reopening, but I have to face the consequences, you know. I like competition. I feel good being here.
You look good.
Doesn't he look good?
No doubt of that. It seems to me that's one of the things that separates the superstars from perhaps those that are not in the superstar status, is the ability to keep right on guard no matter what the adversity. And as an example, we'll show you now a matchup involving Ricky Steamboat. By way of videotape, we'll take you now to the tape.
From Honolulu, Hawaii, weighing 235 pounds, the Dragon, Ricky Steamboat.
Standing ovation for the Dragon, Ricky Steamboat. The capacity crowd on its feet to greet this youngster who has just made everyone fall in love with him, Jess. Well, everyone except maybe you. Certainly a credit to professional wrestling, and certainly a credit to the World Wrestling Federation.
Well, he's definitely, look at the shape Ricky Steamboat is in. I mean, I'd like to get a body fat count on him.
It wouldn't be much of a count.
It's got to be down. He's in that 1.5% area.
When he first came here to the World Wrestling Federation, he stated on an interview that I heard that only would he use the martial arts when he was in extreme danger and in trouble. He's changed his thoughts since then, hasn't he, Jeff?
Yes, he definitely has. It seems he's using a lot more and more martial arts.
Well, he wants to be #1 here in the World Wrestling Federation. He's going about it the right way. 2 beautiful leapfrogs. Oh, and a karate shot right to the face of Gino Carabello. Crescent kick. Wow, he's pulling out all the stops. Look at this. Upside down through the ropes. Carabello out on the concrete. And this youngster is captivating.
He's definitely got fan support behind him, but I'll tell you, Carabello's no pushover.
Well, he slipped right back in there. He's got guts. Snapmare takes him over. I give credit to all these guys who signed these contracts with these superstars' names on them. Yes?
Definitely. Steamboat really applying the pressure there. Look at the physique on him.
Certainly well put together, and that doesn't happen by accident. Finger in the eye by Gino as he finds a way to get out.
Hey, do what you have to. That's what I always say.
Right hand to the kidney. Carabello now sends Steamer in over the top. Didn't go out because he hung onto that top rope. Oh! Beautiful karate kick from the outside over the top, a crescent and another one.
Wow! Whoa! Woo. He's spinning Carabello like a top out there.
Take me home, country roads. Wow, went right down, dropped the one knee, put that shot right in where it would do the most good. The Dragon going up to the top turnbuckle on the outside. Flies through the air, high cross body, down 1, 2. He got him.
He definitely got him.
Sensational victory this week for the Dragon, Ricky Steamboat, right here in the World Wrestling Federation, and he makes everybody proud of him.
The winner of the match, the Dragon, Ricky Steamboat.
Ricky Steamboat's got these fans on their feet, and rightly so. This individual is really a credit to him, not only himself, but to professional wrestling in general. And look at the handshakes here and the pats. They all they want to do is touch him, reach out and touch this star. And Ricky Steamboat, in his own right, certainly is a star in the World Wrestling Federation. Here it is right here. Beautiful leap, high, some 15 feet high into the air. High cross body, down for the count. Gino Carabello had the wind knocked clean out of him. Ricky Steamboat on to victory once again.
Good example there, as Gorilla Monsoon brought out about how the fans like to reach out and touch you, and how, I mean, dealing with that adulation is perhaps not the easiest thing in the world on a personal basis, but notwithstanding that, it would seem to me that with that comes a greater sense of responsibility on your shoulders, doesn't it?
A great sense of responsibility, yes, but I like it. I love it. I'm the kind of guy that when I walk out there or during the match, they're chanting my name or they're clapping for me or they're hooraying for me. I love it. And even during the match, I try to show my appreciation for it. And especially on the way to the ring and on the way back, I show my appreciation for it. You know, it's their support out there that really have given me the initial drive these last couple months to enable me to achieve what I've done. And I'm very pleased with that. So I just wanted to tell everybody out there that, hey, pat me on the back, grab me, or, you know, hug me or whatever. I love it.
All right. And no doubt they love you. Back with more TNT in a moment, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be showing you, as a matter of fact, right now, the August edition of Cosmopolitan magazine. Here's the cover. If we can shoot it, there we go. Now that we've established that, let's establish who is in Cosmopolitan. And back with us now, one of these two gentlemen is, in fact, in Cosmopolitan magazine, and it is not Lord Alfred Hayes.
I didn't think of it.
No. As a matter of fact, one of the top 10 athletic hunks Cosmopolitan has voted, it is Ricky Steamboat. And there's a little quote here, I don't know if it's a misquote or just what. Ricky Steamboat says, "I like tall, long-legged, adventuresome, intelligent, athletic, soft, feminine blondes with blue eyes."
Gosh.
You know, that's a pretty hard category to fill.
It sure is. That's
right to the T.
It
you know
is.
many
That's a
of
quote. That's right to the T.
Well, notwithstanding that particular accolade, being chosen one of the top 10 athletic hunks in Cosmopolitan, back in the World Wrestling Federation, not only are you somewhat in a targeted position in the media field in general, but in the World Wrestling Federation, there are so many individuals that are really after you. One in particular, of course, that comes to mind. We're going to take a look at some videotape footage in a few minutes. A gentleman by the name of the magnificent Muraco, who, as we will see by his displays of actions here, is anything but magnificent. as far as his, well, not his athletic prowess, you have to give him credit for that, but as far as his tactics in the ring, and of course his manager, Mr. Fuji, at his side, we'll show you in just a few moments. Again, another reason why Ricky Steamboat is such a targeted individual. A credit to your athletic prowess, because obviously they feel, many individuals do, that you're a tremendous threat to them, and I'm sure the magnificent Muraco feels exactly that way along with Mr. Fuji. Let's take you now to the videotape footage.
Oh, no. Hey, come on. Fuji, take the shot. Ricky Steamboat. Oh, yeah, off the top rope. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Boy, Fuji caught him around the neck, and as he yanked back.
He just yanked his head almost off.
But he didn't have him right, he got loose. But now look at this, both of them. Look at this, he's got the strap right around his neck, Fuji has.
Oh, no. Oh, no. All right, there's no doubt these two have been disqualified. The referee gave that signal some time ago. Steamboat actually being hanged. What's Muraco doing? It's a belt from Fuji's tuxedo. Give me a break. This is not wrestling. Muraco. Finally in the ring. Santana. The junkyard dog. The dog with that chain almost got Muraco. Almost got Fuji. If there is any doubt as to the kind of competitor Muraco is, we certainly know now it's Ricky Steamboat, still suffering the effects of actually being hanged. You know, I don't think Muraco really was attempting to win this match. I think Muraco and Fuji knew from day one they were going to come out here to try and injure this man.
Well, he came in right off the bat. He tried to Pearl Harbor Steamboat, and he really went hard and heavy. But what happened then was Steamboat was able to come back. And at the end, if it had not been for Fuji's interference, I really believe that Steamboat would have taken Muraco.
All right, your reaction to that, Rick?
You know, earlier in the show, I came out here and I said, I feel good. I said, I feel real good. I'm happy. Because every week on TV, I wrestle, and a lot of the other guys do also. And it seems as though that every time you go up against an opponent, it's like a challenge, especially on the kind of coverage that we have right now. 1 against 1. But in this situation, everybody saw it was 2 against 1. And I said I was happy earlier because now somebody has jumped on my case. Somebody is stepping in my face. Somebody is riding my back. This is my first big challenge. I love challenges. I love competition. But like every week you get on TV and you wrestle somebody, or you go to an arena or a coliseum and you wrestle somebody. But now somebody has really issued a challenge. Maybe to my career, my wrestling ability, but whatever it may be, this is something that I need and I like, and I'm happy about it. I've got goosebumps all over me because now I get to prove myself and show one more time. You know, a couple of years ago, they had some editors come out in some of the magazines saying that I was washed up and finished. I had other business ideas. But now I'm going to prove all of them wrong. I'm happy, and I feel good.
Obviously, a man that looks forward to a challenge. Ricky Steamboat will be back as we continue with Captain Louis Albano and more TNT. Stay with us. Thank you, boys. Back with more TNT. In a moment, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a look at a most unusual athlete indeed, who is ready to make his entry into the World Wrestling Federation, a gentleman by the name of Corporal Kirchner. This man, a former member of the 82nd Airborne, and you can look him up in the books. He is a toughie. Just how tough he really is, we're going to find out once he steps in and meets the competition in the World Wrestling Federation. Let's take you to tape.
On assignment in a remote, swampy area of South Florida. Here looking for Corporal Kirchner, new to the World Wrestling Federation out of Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Corporal Kirchner, a true son of America, and a man with an outstanding military record. As a matter of fact, I have scrutinized it, and you too can look it up and document it. Corporal Kirchner, a member of the 82nd Airborne Division, that division serving our country so valiantly during the Vietnam conflict. In addition, he now heads up what is known as the 3V Division, that being of vigilance, vengeance, and victory. I talked with this man's commanding officer recently. He told me, Corporal Kirchner, one of the bravest recruits to ever serve under my command. It is here where apparently Corporal Kirchner does his training for his upcoming battles to be within the ranks of the World Wrestling Federation. I hopefully can find the man here someplace. Corporal, you fit right in. I walked right by here. I didn't see you.
Mean Gene, you won't see me here. This is what it's all about. This is my training ground. This is where I'm getting ready to do battle in the World Wrestling Federation. There's something I like to say to the people, though. I'm proud to be Corporal Kirchner. I'm proud to be an American, and I'm proud to be in the World Wrestling Federation.
I thank you very much. Corporal Kirchner on his way to the World Wrestling Federation. Be looking for him. Proud to meet you, sir.
Albert, looks like a pretty tough one.
Gosh.
Big size.
He has the size, he certainly has the determination and the background. I cannot wait to see him.
Yes, but competition in the World Wrestling Federation is a whole lot different than that of hand-to-hand combat.
Yes. It might not be such a shock to, I know, the participants, but it will be to him.
All right, speaking of a shock, that'll bring us to our next guest. To join us now, ladies and gentlemen, the physical culturist extraordinaire. Would you please welcome Captain Louis Albano? Captain Louis Albano, there's only one like him, unless there's two like him there on the T-shirt. That's kind of a good cartoon of you there, Mr. Albano.
Yes, Vinny, and his body comes from, as you know, I'm on a scientific training program. I have a very special Captain Lou Albano training program for all the youth out there in America, for all the people who want to get into shape. 3 quarts of unborn virgin goat's milk daily, baby. That's how you start it off. Low carbohydrate, in other words, keep away from the fats and all. You gotta eat unborn virgin goat's milk. You've got to have that. You gotta have calf's heart. You gotta have beef liver, and then you can have a body like the captain. Hey, Ricky! How's that, baby? I see my main man Rick looking at me in the back. You know, he was on before, Vinny. You know who we're talking about.
All right,
Rick Steamboat. All right.
Lou, what we'd like to do is to take you to some videotape now, and we will
Go ahead, Vince.
join in progress a matchup involving George the Animal Steele and George Steele along with Steve Lombardi.
Enter the ring area. First, I'd like to introduce the manager, Captain Louis Albano. Now introducing from Detroit, Michigan, weighing 285 pounds, George the Animal Steele.
The wild man is on the scene. Take a look at him. The most unorthodox man in professional wrestling today, George the Animal Steele, now under the tutelage of Captain Louis Albano.
Yeah, I've said it before and I'll say it again, Gorilla. You put these two guys if brains were dynamite, neither one of them could blow their nose, in my opinion.
Well, Captain Louis Albano, 15-time champion maker in the World Wrestling Federation in tag team competition. 15 times he managed 2 individuals that took him to the world title. Captain, congratulations on the tag team title conquest. And I also want to say that I believe that you are now #1 in the Manager of the Year voting.
Gorilla Monsoon, I'd like to thank you for your praising of me, and I'm so pleased and I feel so elated and so proud. It's so fine and so good to be right up there with all my many, many fans. I want to thank you. God bless you all. Keep writing in. Thank you, Monsoon. You're a great guy. I hope I win it, baby. All good. All
Captain
fine.
Lou, Bobby the Brain Heenan is close in pursuit of that. But it remains to be seen over the weeks to come who will be the manager of the year. What an interesting thing going on.
I'll tell you what, Gorilla, the referee better take charge of this match. The animal's been biting, he's been scratching, he's been clawing.
Well, that's the way he always wrestles every time I've seen him, Jess. Oh, right over the top rope goes Lombardi, down to the concrete. George the Animal doing his thing in the ring. Understand that they've been using some hypnosis on the Animal.
They need to use something on him.
Trying to delve back into his past and find out what happened to make him this way. Captain Lou taking him under his wing. Has George talking a bit now, which was something he never did.
Definitely, as I understand it, he's almost progressed to the first grade level.
Well, he's certainly got a very impressive win streak here in the World Wrestling Federation and a power to be contended with. Lombardi might have hit his head on that steel post as he was thrown hard into the top turnbuckle. Went right over the top. The Animal all having it all his way. Lombardi ripe for the picking.
Definitely, the question is, does the Animal know how to pick him?
Well, he certainly does, and that flying hammerlock is his favorite. Look out, here he goes for it. He got him up there. Lombardi wasting no time in saying yes. And just like that, it's all over.
Well, that move right there will dislocate your shoulder quicker than anything, Gorilla.
Certainly will. I've seen it happen a number of times. The Animal not satisfied. Albano trying to control him. Let's get the official word if we can.
The winner of the match, George the Animal Steele.
Captain calming him down somewhat. Oh, look at George now. He's really taking to Lou Albano. Albano stroking him like you might stroke a pet, Jess.
Well, he's an animal, Gorilla. He's an animal.
All right, back with Captain Louis Albano. And Mr. Albano, seems to me that you really do have the animal George Steele. He's in a much better frame of mind, I think, than he was some time ago. Apparently, Dr. Sigmund Ziff has had a positive influence on him.
Well, I can say this, Vince. I believe there was a slight improvement in George the Animal Steele. We did diagnose under Dr. Sigmund Ziff's care that George was a little schizophrenic, suicidal, and homicidal. And the good doctor stated that back in the medulla oblongata of this man's brain, there was a calcium deposit. He said that this could be dissolved, I believe, with niacin, with the proper shock therapy. He said the man could be helped. He felt that perhaps he could be cured. We found out that the man had a speech impediment as a child, was injured in football, and had a steel plate put into his tongue.
That's a little heavy to carry around.
Well, it's a little heavy to carry around, but nevertheless, it's true.
Like that
and by talking with a lisp, he felt that the people were against him.
Right.
But we're able to help him, and I believe the man will be cured.
All right, well, we're glad to hear that, Mr. Albano. As a matter of fact, when we return, I think, if you don't mind, we'd like to join you with Dr. Sigmund Ziff.
It would be my pleasure.
And George the Animal Steele will be along as well, managed by Captain Louis Albano. Boy, looking around, back in Dr. Sigmund Ziff's office, and a few more degrees here on the walls than we were here before, Mr. Albano. And what exactly have you asked the good doctor to do today?
Well, I've asked the doctor to put George under this special treatment. It's a shock therapy treatment, and he believes that he can bring George...
Wait a minute. Excuse me. You, Dr. Sigmund Ziff, are going to administer shock treatment?
It's going to be the most shocking thing that you ever saw. And that is going to bring out the animal, bring him back to intelligence. I will raise the level of intelligence to the brink and beyond to genius.
And you're going to allow this doctor to perform shock treatment on your man?
The doctor was highly recommended to me, and I believe that the doctor can do it. I have complete confidence in the doctor, and I'm going to trust the brain of George Steele, the medulla oblongata. I'm going to trust that in the hands of Dr. Sigmund Ziff. Go ahead, Doc. Do your stuff.
George, George, I have for you a surprise. A little hat, George, what I'm going to put it. No, don't worry, George. George, one thing, watch the watch. Watch the watch. You're watching the watch. The watch. You see the watch. Clickety, 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 click. He's under. Okay. Now, very quietly, very quietly, we're putting on this hat. It's a good size 9.5.
You've got to be kidding me, Mr. Albano.
No, easy, Mr. McMahon, easy. Watch this, Vince.
Ready? We turn the
kidding
machine.
me.
Now we monitor me.
He knows what he's doing.
George, I give you a little bit of shock treatment. Just a little
Wait a minute, look at
bit
that.
here. That's coming up, George. George, you feel wonderful. George, look at the intelligence in his eyes. The bubbling is coming up. It's coming up. It's working. Wonderful. Wait. It's working out. Oh, George is smiling. Intelligent smile, George. Say, George, animal. Say something. Animal. We got it! It's coming! George, I speak to you, George, you wonderful George, I feel so good! Now I give you more of the treatment. Up. They're coming. Say something intelligent. Say something intelligent now, George.
How now, brown cow?
Oh, it's getting I give him more. I take him up to the moon.
You sure he's going to give him more?
Up in the way! It's going! It's higher! It's good! It's coming! It's wonderful! It's coming! What's happening? What, George? You
better cut that off, Doc.
George!
Wait, Doc!
Oh,
Wait, Doc!
George, say
Hey!
Wait, Doc!
Hey!
Come on!
Hey!
Doc!
Hey!
Why, you quack, you!
Yes, me?
What have you done? You quack, you animal doctor, you veterinarian!
I have 3 degrees
Look
from
what you did.
University
Wait a
of
minute.
Flatbush, from Boston College, and I get the 3rd degree from the
You
Baltimore
got a
City
degree from
Police
nothing.
Department. What are you telling me? I'm a quack.
I'm gonna tell you something, Ziff! You're liable for lawsuit! We're gonna sue you, Ziff!
What?
You destroyed this man!
Me? I will not take this laying down.
Oh, no!
Up when I will
You
make
destroyed
command.
him.
I did not destroy him. I bring him
You're a
to
quack.
Sweden.
You're a halfwit!
I will not
You got a BAU, you're a garbage collector!
Talk to me.
Yes.
My lawyer.
You're gonna hear from us, you hear from my attorney!
All right, we'll be
You'll hear
back.
from my attorney!
We'll be back with more TNT.
Back with more TNT. I think the doctor's in a little bit of trouble.
Oh, gosh. I would say so. A lot of trouble.
And did you see that outrageous gimmick that he had on top of
Yes, it
George?
exploded or something at the end, did it not?
Something and all that electricity buzzing up and everything. It was,
Yes, there was sort of a fire.
and you really get the
electricity.
impression that guy has no idea what he's doing.
No, and the machine that was recording his brainwave was very erratic.
It was a brainwave recording?
Oh, I don't know about that, do you?
I don't know. I know Lou Albano's quite concerned as well. He should be. By the way, before we introduce our next guest, I'd like to give you a little peek at this. This is the magazine in which our next guest is currently appearing, the World Wrestling Federation magazine. Let me just flip it over, and of course you see there indeed there's an whole article on Island Boys, as it is. And here's one, of course, who hails from the Isle of Hawaii, very proudly so. Would you please welcome our next guest, Mr. Fuji and the magnificent Muraco. I must say you're our usual tan self.
In the latest of style. Been hanging around. You been doing any hanging around?
Not as much as I would like.
As you see, Don Johnson got me with Miami Vice. Good friend of mine. Was just in Hawaii with Baba Pisa. Tom's special liaison. Tom Selleck, Magnum PI. I just
dropping a few names there.
I guess he gave little presents from all over my friends. Someone just sent Mr. Fuji a little present for myself. But we've been hanging around all over the country, doing well as usual.
Well, let me ask you that. The one pair of shoes from Don Johnson equals what? A T-shirt of the magnificent Muraco, or 2 T-shirts, or how would the equation go?
Stars are stars, sex symbols, magnitudes. You have to you measure them on a perspective scope. You know, with as magnetic as I am, I would say a pair of shoes from Don Johnson, maybe a couple of sleeves off the magnificent Muraco's T-shirt.
Well, there's no doubt that, as they say, I guess they say this on the island, that Would it be construed that Mr. Muraco is heavy on the island, Mr. Fuji?
Very, very heavy.
Very heavy on the island.
Heavy. Number one. Boy.
All the brothers, Buffalo.
Okay, all right. Well, let's take you now to some footage. Jim Young is about ready to step in the ring with Don Muraco.
Jesse, have you ever seen him? I'll tell you, I have to admit, I was very impressed watching the Magnificent One on the Big Sur with the surfboard. Boy, I'll tell you, he's a champion out on those waves, I'll tell you that.
Well, I'll tell you, the Magnificent Muraco is a prime, tremendous athlete, whether it be surfing, whether it be professional wrestling, whatever. Muraco is magnificent.
The bell, the match underway.
See that? You see that? The Magnificent One. He says that he's asking me if I want a pile driver tonight, and I gave him the nod. I gave his manager, Mr. Fuji, the nod, saying, yeah, I'd like to see the pile driver, Jack.
Dedication time again?
Might be.
Yes. Got him with the elbow. Big Jim Young, young man from Florida. Look at that. Reverse neck breaker in there by the Magnificent Muraco. Already now he's dedicating his pile driver to you?
Well, you know, I'm a popular person with a lot of people, Jack Reynolds. You know, just because you don't have a lot of friends don't mean the rest of us
I don't have a lot of friends. My friends don't dedicate pile drivers in the ring. They do their business.
So does the Magnificent Muraco. Watch him do his business right here on Jim Young. Out to the floor. Ouch.
Big Jim Young out of the ring right now. Look at Fuji. Oh, and he got him. Fuji with that cane. Oh, he got him good.
Did he get him?
Oh, did he nail him?
I couldn't really tell there.
Look at him. Oh, he loves
Whatever he did, he's very pleased with himself.
Yeah. Ohio. Ohio. Yes. Here's the Magnificent One. Big power slam. Woo. One? No, he's not. No.
I heard Mr. Fuji say, pull him up, pull him up, pull him up.
Him. Big knee lift. Oh, what a pasting Jim Young is taking.
And Jim Young is a fine athlete, but the Magnificent Muraco's not even giving him room to breathe. Drops a big elbow in there on him, Jack.
Grabbing the hair, pulling at the hair of Jim Young. There's another elbow. Jim Young goes down with that blow. What a crushing, damaging man this Muraco is.
He just took his boot top and scraped it right across Young's face. It's time. Hear that? He said it's time.
I heard him. Look at this. Look at this. Oh! Whoa!
Just for Jesse the Body.
For Jesse the Body. You heard him. You heard him. Listen to that. With our World Wrestling Federation cameras and microphones right on top of all the action, as he dedicated his pile driver to my co-host, who is smiling from ear to ear right now.
That was for Jesse the Body.
Oh, he loves it.
The winner of the match, the Magnificent Muraco.
Oh, boy. I'll tell you what friendship can do, I'll tell you.
You hear the applause?
Yeah, I see it.
There's the applause right there, Jack Reynolds.
Yeah, I know. He's loving it, huh?
Yes, and indeed. You don't hear too much applause, do you, Mr. Muraco?
Mr. Fuji knows how to pick him, doesn't he? You know, he once managed George Animal Steele, and he had the right idea about the animal. He wanted to put him to sleep. But,
what sort of ideas, Mr. Fuji, do you have for the Magnificent Muraco?
Right now, Mr. Fuji is thinking very good.
What, are you thinking perhaps you're going to show us what's in the box you brought out?
Oh, later on, boy, son, later on.
What is in the box?
From famous fan.
Famous another celebrity?
Yeah. You want?
Let's take a look. Let's
present.
Take time.
Let's see what we got here.
No, don't faint now. Look in the back. Look in the back. Look in the back. Turn around.
Another beautiful.
Turn around. Look.
Oh my goodness! Rick Steamboat's Mid-Atlantic Gym, Charlotte, North Carolina. Some wino must have sent this to me.
I can't believe that.
Some drunk must have sent this to me.
They make it out of strong material.
Somebody with a sense of humor. Somebody with a real.
Try harder.
Really harder.
Muraco,
really
please.
a joke.
Dick,
This
stop it out.
really-
Muraco.
This is your idea of a joke?
I had nothing to do with that.
Your idea of something really funny?
Absolutely nothing to do with that whatsoever.
Oh, yeah. You like to embarrass people, don't you?
Mr. Muraco.
I've made a living out of embarrassing people. I have made a profession out of embarrassing people.
Yes, indeed you
Ask
have.
Ricky Steamboat. He's just been hanging around.
Back with more TNT, the magnificent Muraco, along with Mr. Fuji and Lord Alfred Hayes. And Lord Alfred Hayes, your analysis thus far of the actions as of late of the magnificent Muraco.
Reprehensible in a word, and I think inexcusable another word. And I really sincerely believe that. There is no place in wrestling for such awful behavior.
Mr. Fuji, you find that humorous?
I love what he said. Very intelligent voice song. But let me tell you, you don't know what Mr. Fuji Muraco is thinking in ring. You don't know what we're going to do. Always element of surprise. Surprise the public, surprise the fan. And we like to make him torture. You see how he suffer. Very good.
As you know, earlier on, one of our guests, earlier on, Ricky Steamboat, a gentleman whom apparently both of you have very little regard for professionally.
Son, big joke.
You know,
boy.
I've always been a lover. I've always been fond of fine oratory and prose. More than a lover, I'm more than appreciate it, but more of a possessive lover because I enjoy the spoken word. I enjoy the written word. But what has made me a success in professional wrestling, what has made me go to the top in professional wrestling is that I have always proved that my actions speak much louder than my words.
As eloquent as you are, that's saying something.
And I am magnificent, aren't I?
Very true.
Certainly you feel that you are, and let's take a look at this piece of videotape footage.
Take a look.
And then let's see if you feel, and if the fans feel that you're deserving of the title Magnificence. Let's roll this. All right, now here we're joining this in progress, of course. Earlier on you attacked this man before he was able to even get his karate gi off, and Mr. Fuji, look.
Several months ago, Vince McMahon, you had Curtis Piejo Ialkea out here. King Curtis, a man from the Hawaiian Islands, a man from the Sandy Shores, the only other man able to call himself a professional wrestler from Hawaii, a great one from Hawaii. Along comes Ricky Steamboat, chopping and dancing and moving and grooving and doing exactly what it does. Look at what? Karate chops. Chops illegal. Nothing. Me and Fuji working together.
Yeah, you can say this. Look at this. Look at Fuji now. He's getting ready to work together, all right.
And Ricky.
Look at that.
Ricky Steamboat is just hanging around. When you sit at the beach at sunset with Bradshaw or Dave Kealoha, when you go to Makaha with Buffalo Keolana, when you go to Waikiki with Curtis or Rabbit, they only talk about Magnificent Muraco. They only speak of one great one, Magnificent Muraco. Now, Ricky Steamboat, I introduce him right there to the darkness. I introduce him to the bottom floor of the pipeline. And you know now, Ricky Steamboat, what it is like to gasp for breath. You know what it is like, Ricky Steamboat, to really live in the dark side. The Magnificent One has always done it so well, and always my actions have spoken much, much louder than my words.
Very good, very good.
I don't know how you can sit there with a smile on your face.
Why can't I sit there with a smile? Why is it when you take a man who makes the top 10 in Cosmopolitan, athlete, isn't that wonderful? When you take a man who walks around with his cute little pretty face, when you take a man who doesn't have the breeding, doesn't have the blood of the Hawaiian Ali'i running through his veins, cage, and he comes into my country, the WWF is mine, you see. Hulk Hogan ran out of the cage away from me. Don't forget that. When you take a man like that, he has to be embarrassed, Ricky Steamboat. You want to know. You want to come to WWF. You want to do with the finest. You got Mr. Fuji right here. You got the magnificent one who has been standing as tall as I wanted to stand, as long as I wanted to stand. And two minds working together. See, there's no more titles we can take. There's no higher than we can go. There's no more pinnacles than we can reach. We are on the dark side. We control the dark side.
Yes, but indeed, if you're up as high as you are and on top as you feel you are, there is only one way to go, as you say. And that one way to go is down, Mr. Muraco.
Just look down. Just look down and spit at everybody below us. Because when it comes to talent, when it comes to greatness, and it comes to the one word that we know and love so well, magnificence, I am the one that stands for every single letter of that. And Ricky Steamboat, as we watch you hang around, as we hear about how you like beautiful blonde girls with blue eyes and very intelligent people, I got some fat broads make your old ladies look sick, and you've seen them right here. The magnificent one is magnificent as far as he goes, and with Mr. Fuji in my corner, dealing out evil, we are having one heck of a time. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, brother.
We thank you for joining us, the magnificent Muraco. Mr. Fuji, we'll be back as we continue with more TNT. Thank you, boys. Back with more TNT, and we'd like to thank Ricky Steamboat, who from Steamboat's Mid-Atlantic Gym in Charlotte, North Carolina, but he is everywhere, and I'll tell you, he is being received with unbelievable accolades from everyone who sees him step into the squared circle. We'd also like to thank George the Animal Steele, and I guess we would like to thank the good doctor. I'm not too sure about that one. I'm not too sure Lou Albano will be thanking him either. And, of course, the magnificent Muraco. Next week on TNT, to join us, Bobby the Brain Heenan. Always opinionated, Mr. Heenan. And also to join us will be Roddy Piper.
Unique. Absolutely unique. Maybe we don't agree with his tactics, but who is there quite like Roddy Piper?
And hopefully we'll keep him down a little bit from his tactics. And also Brutus Beefcake, Johnny Valiant, and running for Manager of the Year, also to join us. And... well, we're certainly, by the way, Manager of the Year, let's give you that address for the benefit of those of you who would like to vote for Manager.
Wait a minute, Vince, I'm very upset. You saw what happened out here with Dr. Ziff. He was recommended to the captain by Roddy Popofnik. We felt the man was an eminent psychiatrist, had a PhD and so forth. We felt the man was qualified. He took George the Animal Steele, a compassionate human being who was taking a turn for the better, and I felt was really progressing, turned and made the man worse than before. The man has got to be liable for a lawsuit. The man is a complete maniac. He's a halfwit. The animal is a compassionate, misunderstood human being. The animal can be helped,
Thank you.
Will be helped.
Join us next week for more TNT.
I want to sue.